Hey everyone, Coach Toolshed here, and today I want to talk about where we stand in regards to Fallout 76 information and what's been going on and what maybe new information and confirmations we've had in the last couple weeks, because believe it or not, it's already been almost 3 full weeks since the reveal of Fallout 76, and we really don't know a whole heck of a lot more than we did before, despite what some people like to claim. And so I want to go over a few things. I want to go over the series of trailers that they put out this week, which was really just little more than the E3 trailers cut up into smaller segments. And I want to go over what was shown in there, what information we have, and let's get into it. So the first trailer they showed was called Welcome to West Virginia, a gameplay video. And actually there was no gameplay to be seen in the trailer. There's no HUD elements, and basically it's just most of it was actually just pre-rendered scenes that we all saw at E3 already. And there's no new information in this trailer. It's just Todd talking about how there's more detail in the world, and you know, the systems are so much better, and yada yada yada. But there's nothing we didn't already know. We still know that the map is going to be 4 times bigger. Okay, that doesn't really do much. We've seen some of the map locations this week, but other than that, there's really nothing in here at all that we didn't already know. They showed the enemy types again that they've added to the game, which I'll admit some of those do look pretty cool, but there's absolutely no information in this trailer that we didn't already have. So there's really not too much to talk about there. So let's get on to the next one. So the next trailer that they showed is the multiplayer trailer, and this is the one that I want to get into because what they showed at the very start is a guy walking through the woods, and instantly he got shot with a rocket out of nowhere, and a little icon popped up at the bottom of the screen that said that he was under attack, and it didn't look like there was any option to toggle whether or not he wanted to engage in combat. Like we've been led to believe. So I don't know if the icon that says under attack also has a toggle option tied to it, but it didn't appear in the trailer. And considering that the other HUD elements were present in that part of the trailer, it almost looks to me like, guess what? You can't opt out of combat, which is exactly what I've been trying to say to people, and people are like, no, they said you can do it. You can opt out if you want. But it really doesn't look like you can. So Todd's been saying that they want drama in the game, and Pete's been trying to backpedal and soft shoe and dance around and be like, oh no, it's not going to be too bad, it won't be griefy. But from the first bit of the multiplayer trailer that they showed, it sure does look like you can't actually opt out of any of it. The guy just got attacked out of the blue, and of course the hero saves the day and kills the guy that attacked him. But I mean, if people are going to be able to just fire at you when they're hiding behind a house just randomly, then yeah, it's going to get griefy, guys. I don't know why you think it's not going to, and I don't know why you think people need an incentive to do it, because they'll just do it just when they see you. And if we're all going to be getting pushed to certain high-level areas to try to get gear, if you're not spreading the stuff out, because it seems like you want all the high-level gear to be in the irradiated areas that you want us to create with nuclear weapons. And so if after those bombs go off, if we're all getting pushed to that area, you know it's going to be competitive. People are going to be shooting at other people. It's not going to matter. So once again, I've been saying this for a few weeks. If you want us to think that we can't just be blasted on a whim, which is what it really looks like, you need to give us some more info, guys, because it doesn't look like you keep saying systems in place. There's systems in place. Well, the gameplay trailer that you just showed, the first thing you showed is a guy getting shot out of nowhere. So, how about some explanation, guys? That'd be great. I mean, I don't want to sound like a broken record here, but everything you've told us so far is not sufficient to convince a lot of us. And I know I'm not alone in that. There's a lot of people that have told me that they're also concerned about it. So I want to stop begging for explanations. Just stop trying to give us stuff that we know is not a full explanation, because that's what this trailer is again. Now, they did show some other stuff in the trailer, like people setting up crafting tables together and doing stuff like that. And that is, and people hunting enemies. together, and those are the parts of the game that look like they might actually be kind of interesting with other people, as long as you have people to play with. So that is, I don't want to be all entirely negative, because that is something that looks like it could be fun. So I don't want to discount that entirely. But once again, the aspect of multiplayer that people are most concerned with is the griefing. It's not the co-op with friends. I think people are, even people who maybe don't want that, I don't think that they'll be like, oh, blasted co-op. No, I think for the most part people are okay with the co-op aspect. It's just the PvP. So again, please, a little bit of explanation here on what I'm going to be able to do if I just get jumped, because it certainly seems like that's what's going to happen. So the next trailer deals with the building aspect of the game, and it's an introduction to the camp system, which is, of course, Bethesda loves their acronyms for Fallout, so it's the Construction and Assembly Mobile Platform. And if you read the description on the trailer, it kind of, I think this gives confirmation to one of the things I brought up in my concerns video. It says, your camp will provide much needed shelter, supplies, and safety. So when I put out my other video about my concerns for the game, one of the things was, it sounds like we're only going to have access to one camp for ourselves. We can use if we have friends to play with, we could go into theirs, but it looks like we are only going to have access to one camp. So like I've been saying, if we're only going to have access to one base or camp, and the game is based around building a base and reclaiming the area, I don't see how just having one base is really going to satisfy anyone's playing desires here. I just don't understand why we wouldn't have access to more, except for the fact that it's online, and so they can't have us modding the entire map to our own whims, because there's going to be other players trying to do the same thing. So the online aspect of this seems like it's going to be holding the game back from the building aspect, which is one of the main selling points that they're trying to use to bring people into the game. People who maybe liked the base building in the first game, they're trying to draw them in. But again, in the description on the trailer, it refers to it again as singular camp. So unless they're going to give us access to multiple blueprints in the game, which we don't know, they haven't said anything, but everything that I'm seeing points to it being one camp, and that's another concern that I've had before. And again, these trailers seem to be confirming that you're only going to have access to the one camp. So something else to keep in mind. That's another issue that I think is going to be just a problem with the longevity of the game, and how much time people are going to want to invest in the game if they're only got one base. And from the looks of things too, the bases are very small, much smaller than a Fallout 4 base, and Bethesda has already said that the bases will not be as big as Fallout 4. And from what they showed in the trailer, they all look pretty small, not large at all. So that's a problem for me, I'll be honest. So the fourth and final trailer that they showed this week was about the nuclear weapons and how you're going to get codes and whatnot. And it's pretty much everything that we already assumed from before. Basically, the end game is to nuke parts of the map to go and get high-level gear, which ties into the issue that I talked about earlier, which is the story is just kind of scattershot. It's all over the place. You come out from underground, and then you instantly start nuking the place. I mean, it makes no sense story-wise. So, to all the people who are like, oh, Bethesda's thinking of everything, don't worry, they got this. Well, just the story alone shows that they're really not putting much thought into this game. So what we see in the trailer is that basically, for all the talk about, oh, it's going to be really hard to get these nuke codes, well, right in the trailer they show you how you get a nuke code. They killed a group of enemies, and they picked it up off something called, it was labeled a feral ghoul officer, and they just went down and picked up the code off his body. So if it's just as simple as finding out which enemies have the codes and then going to kill those enemies, sorry guys, that doesn't seem super complex. You guys are making it sound like it's going to be, some big cloak and dagger conspiracy. You're going to have to get together with everyone on the map. If it's just a matter of going and killing enemies that have the code, That's not complex, guys. That's not hard to get. People will be able to do that relatively quickly. You obviously are underestimating the player base and how quickly they can go through content. If that's what you're considering to be a complex way to get these codes. So if you and a group of friends just bomb around the map and go and get these codes, there's not going to be nukes going off every 5 minutes. Oh, sorry. Yeah, there kind of will be if they're that easy to get. And that's what you're showing in the trailer. You just go, you kill some NBC enemies, and you have a code. That's not complicated. So stop trying to tell us that there's not going to be nukes going off all the time, because there will be, and they'll be going off as quickly as people can get their hands on them. It's obvious. And then the trailer says, will your bombs fall on a rival gang or a random stranger? It's like, oh, okay, I thought you said it was going to be really easy to avoid, so why would it be falling on rival gangs if it was super easy to avoid? So once again, just another example of the mixed signals that they're sending between what is coming out of their mouths PR-wise, what the gameplay trailers have shown, what Todd's been saying. None of it seems to line up with what they're trying to sell us when they go back into the marketing speak. All the behind the scenes clips that we've seen, these documentaries that we've seen about the game and how the game is being built, everything they're saying is lining up more or less with what I've been saying all along. So everyone telling me that, oh, do some research, you don't have any idea what you're talking about. Well, most of the stuff I've been talking about is actually being confirmed. And not a lot of the stuff is actually going against anything that I said. So I might be wrong about some stuff in the end, but most of the stuff I've been pointing out is being confirmed. Oh, by the way, Xbox getting pre-order first. Something else I discussed 2 weeks ago before they said anything. Xbox is going to get the beta access first, ahead of PlayStation, because that's just how Bethesda does it. That's just another example. I know what I'm talking about when it comes to Bethesda, because they do the same thing all the time. Todd's already complaining that Sony's not on board. They don't want to work with them on this. They don't want to work with them on that. This is how it always goes with Bethesda and Sony. So, for all the people that tell me I have no clue what I'm talking about, I do. I've been paying attention. I've been watching all the information that I can. I've been trying to get as much information as I can from these interviews that we've seen, and that's what I'm going to keep doing. I'm going to keep looking at any official stuff they put out. I'm going to keep looking at interviews that we've seen and try to get as much information as I can, because I don't want to be bringing you guys bad information. I want to tell you what's actually going on. Oh, and to everyone who wants to just come on and swear at me and tell me what an idiot I am, all you're doing is proving me right, because the people who are heavily defending this game are the people who are coming into every comment section I see and ranting and raving at people who are having concerns with the game. So all you're doing is proving me right for the type of player that Fallout 76 is attracting. So keep it up, because every one of you that comes on and tries to give me a hard time about it, I'm not going to get upset about it. All right? Everyone who wants to tell me that I have, so I'm a man baby. Okay, great. All you're doing is coming on and name calling, and you're proving me right in my theory that this is the sort of crowd that the game is attracting. And that's not the sort of person that a lot of us want to play with. Sorry. So, take that as you will. That's all I got today. I'm Coach Toolshed. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Let me know if you guys have any more information that I've missed. I know there's some stuff that I didn't go over here, but let me know if there's anything that you think I'm wrong about. Let's talk about it down below. Let's keep it civilized. And as always, keep it turned to 11.
Hey, Sierra.
The formula would be hidden somewhere. No